Hey guys, welcome back. I'm just expanding a little bit more on my 360 breath and giving you a few postures that you can do to help open up that back line and maybe just even tune in if that's sort of the place where you need to start. So we talked about how last time expanding and mobilizing the back sides of the ribs is important in relationship to maximal diaphragm movement excursion, which can help with abdominal and pelvic recruitment. And so we're going to go through a few little stretches. So make sure throughout this, feel free to adapt as you need. So you can do it standing on a countertop, hands on countertop if your knees aren't comfortable for this, or you can do it on hands and knees as I'm doing. So coming into a tabletop, hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips, and we're just gonna come into a few cat-cows. So taking a nice big breath in, looking your head up, and tail comes up. And then exhale, you're gonna round, push the floor away, but see if you can also recruit from the front line. So try to draw pubic bone to navel, ribs down to hips to really curl and round through the spine. Inhale, open, and then exhale, close. We'll do one more here, but if you want, you can keep doing up to 5 to 10 to really get things moving if you're a little bit stiff. And now I'll get you to stay in through cat pose. So really feeling that rounding in through the back sides of the ribs where we tried to expand our breath into last video. And staying here for a few breaths. So take a nice breath in, and then exhale, see if you can round and push a little bit more into the shoulder blades. Maybe you wiggle your bum a little bit to try to get a little bit more movement or just even awareness in through one side of the lower ribs than the other. Breath in, it'll be tight here because you're curled, but that's okay. Breathe into that back line. And then exhale, push and round a little bit more if you can. Good, breath in, and then exhale. So see if you can even push your hips back towards your heels to get a little bit more of a stretch in through here. And then exhale, let it go. So again, you can stay here for a few more breaths. You could even maybe play with a little bit of side bend, bringing your right hip to right shoulder to get more into that left lateral costal area. And then the same thing on the right. Okay. Next, we can come down into a little bit of a puppy pose. So you keep your hips high, walk your hands forwards, let your head come down. If it's too much for your shoulders here, you can always bend your elbows at the side, almost coming out like a triangle, and then let your head come down, gently resting on the mat. So here you can think about breathing into the fronts of your shoulder blades, so that space between the ribs, the back of the ribs and the front of your shoulder blades, maybe even into the outside front parts of the armpits and through here. Breath in, and then exhale, let it go. Inhale, create space from the inside out. Then exhale, deflate, let your belly and pelvic floor come in and rise. One more breath here. Exhale, let it go. Again, just bringing some awareness to the space in the back side of your ribs. We're gonna come down into a little bit more of a child's pose now. So knees can come all the way bent, pelvis back towards your heels. If you need to and your knees are sore or you feel like you need a little bit more space, you can always bring a pillow or a block behind your hips and come down this way. Again, arms if they're comfortable outstretched, but you can also bring them in and stack them under your head. If you're outstretched, you'll get a little bit more of that sideline stretch. You can stay in the middle, although we just started that with puppy pose. So see if you can even bend to the side. So bring your hands to one side of the mat, let's say right side. Keep your hips where they are, let your head come down. Feel that stretch on the left lower back and breathe into that space. And do 3 breaths here, and then repeat other side. So again, this is just to help the rib cage movement, to help your diaphragm move as much as it can, to help the pressure and optimization of the pelvic floor and abdominal wall.